Welcome back to BSpice. In this session, we'll continue with a learning sequence of event recorder, wherein we'll focus on analysis. So basically, we'll cover about the functionalities basically, and also the alarms and events and how the connectivity is there. All those how to fetch the data. We'll discuss it with the help of an example. And hope you have watched my previous session wherein we focus more on the what do you call outline basically. Okay, so if you are not, you can watch and yeah, get benefited. So let us go into the detailed analysis. So agenda, what's the problem? Problem in the sense the challenges prevailing in the industry. That's a challenge. Then solution. What is the solution for this? And benefits. Benefit in the sense, benefit of this, of course, solution is this Quantum. Quantum is the package from Yokogawa. As a ex-Yokogawa, I thought it's appropriate to, talk about these features, Quantum. And yeah, that is a solution for all these challenges. And of course, it has a lot of benefits. We'll touch upon the benefits and of course the functionalities in detail. Then we'll touch upon a bit on the architecture, meaning where the server sits, okay? And predominantly the features actually, features like, information collection, information storage, information access, and of course the detailing, okay? Then we'll also touch upon the OPC connectivity. Then finally, we wind up with a summary, right, friends? So problem, production delay, injury, death, explosion, fire, contamination, bad publicity, damage equipment, material loss. These are the challenges, day-to-day problems in a plant, right? Okay. So what is the solution? Solution is Quantum. Alarm and events which are generated in the DCS cannot be captured, analyzed in millisecond resolution. So that is the point we need to note. So we are going for Quantum SCR. Quantum is one of the system. Of course, many manufacturers have a different system. Okay, right. So Quantum SCR assists in determining the cause of a trip. How? By collecting and storing alarm and event messages and process data from plant equipment such as control and safety system, DCS and ESD system. You got it, friends? So this is how it actually, assists in determining the cause of trip. Okay. So as you can see here, this is the, alarms and event list. So all these can be analyzed using the Quantum server, right? Okay. We are going to dive deep on this in the subsequent slides, right? So what are the benefits? Plan-wide integrated view of alarms and events. Got it? Rapid trip analysis. That is the beauty. No need to beat around the bush. You can do it within a second, rapid trip analysis. Know exactly where a trip occurred. That's the beauty. Eliminate, reduce unexpected trips. Then, of course, troubleshooting. So these are some of the benefits. Right. Quantum. In one word, you see, this server, you have all the data collected from your controllers, alarm and events, process data, right? Quantum stores, it's a secure server, robust server. Then all these you can analyze. What are those alarm and events? You can analyze using the station, and you have a trip reports, and also you can generate SOU report. As simple as that. Quantum in one slide, right? Then architecture. Of course, we are not going to come out to the detail of this. We are not going to talk detail because we already discussed this as part of our ProSafe Forest. I've given this video. Yeah, I will give. Yeah, sorry, I will give this video in this same link. Same link of ProSafe Forest. Okay, you can watch and get benefit. So coming back to here, Quantum is sitting here. And of course, you have Quantum plant user station, PCs, and you have a process users also there. Okay, but the point is server is sitting here. Okay, that's the point. Right. When we talk about the functionality, this is the heart of this video. Collect the information. So basically, like, where did the noise come from? Where did the alarm comes from? All these. Collect the information. How it is collecting? Alarm and event collection via OPC A and E. Again, friends, On OPC, we have exclusively uploaded videos on OPC. Okay, please watch and come back to this. Then only you will understand OPC. If you are a first-time viewer, of course, B-Spice viewers and our members know this very OPC, right? So the point is alarm and event collection via OPC alarms. So millisecond resolution, recover missing alarm and events via HAE. Then time synchronization also there. Then process data collection via OPC DA. Okay, good. Recover missing process data via OPC HT. You got it, friends? So this is about the collection. Okay, right. Then the second functionality, storing. There is a smoke coming from some area. Okay, so it gets stored. So we need to analyze. Okay, you see here, this is the chunk of information stored in the server. So you can take anything like, you can see the crude, the timestamp, the unit, the tag, and your description, what is the high, low, everything in this is there in the extra quantum homepage. In fact, this is the homepage. You can find out everything here, including your, what you call the severity and whether it's a process alarm or operation record, all those you can dive deep here. That's the point. Right. Then access the information. So there is an event sequence that obvious, right? So how to access? Yes. We have an extra quantum GUI interface. So by using this out-of-box extra quantum web interface, we can display all or select defined process unit trips, display trips between the specified time and specific time range, specified data and specific time range, drill down to show the event and process data collected and event data before and after the defined trip, quick link to the trip condition. That is also possible. Then, of course, extra quantum alarms and events, right? Yes, filter setting can be saved or retrieved, just like a normal Excel. You can play around. That's it. Then, another point, access the information. So how to, interface, how to report, how to generate the report. Yeah, using the reporting feature, we can select events, viewing date and time range. And with that, we can select and filters based on all attributes. Whatever you want, you can do, right? Select columns to show high and save retrieve result selection, sort result by column, and of course, export the data to the Excel. And of course, we can also print out. So these are all the features available in extra quantum. Right. This is the look and feel home page. As you can see here, the home page, you have this timestamp, you have the trip name, the distillation equipment, and which server it is coming, and what is the message. Whether it's a flow or level, whatever is there, process high or trip, whatever is there, everything is available. Then you have this bit of categorization, whether it's a process alarm or operation record and severity, all those are available. This is the home page. Then when you click the particular message, you can go this pop-up wherein you can even have a more focused data. You see timestamp server and which OPC server and what is the category and what is the source, which tag and what is the condition, high and what is the severity. All those are available, right, friends? Right, including you see is station controller FCS0103. All this controller name, station name, everything is available. So this is the beauty of this extra quantum. Then now all the data exported to the Excel sheet, wherein you can, sort based on the source or based on the category or based on the condition or based on the severity, everything you can do, right? So that's about this functionality. Okay. Of course, more technical information also we can access actually from using this A&D data points. We can have all these alarm and event or ACR trip occurrence. This is also, this is actually you can filter out based on the trip occurrence and you can dive deep and analysis. Then how to get the data? See, basically we can connect this extra quantum with Yokogawa and also non-Yokogawa system. That is a point. Supported standard, again OPC. I sincerely request to view that OPC video, friends, so that you'll understand more. So supported OPC standard DA, A&E, HTA, okay? And EXA OPC interface actually, that is possible also there. You can interface with Yokogawa DCS, ProSafe DCS, ProSafe RS, Triconex, Hathway, all those options are available, okay? That's good. Then summary, ultimately unified view of alarms and events, point data across production environment for trip analysis. So we can make use of Yokogawa hexaquantum for this. Okay. And web-based out-of-box user-friendly access. Of course, it's very user-friendly, easy to configure and manage. What else you want? And the last but not the least, low cost of ownership. We should always look at the total cost of ownership, not look at the initial investment or what. Okay, of course, the cost is competitive, but you should look at the low cost of ownership. Okay, good friends. Thanks. I hope you had a very good session on this SOE 2 session. So yeah, thanks again for your support. Your support is very vital. So your support either by pressing the thumbs up button or by subscribing or becoming a member, or if possible share with your friends. The more it reaches, then it's a motivation for us. We are doing something for the society, the technical society, instrumentation society. That's the only aim. Yeah, I hope I'll continue the good work. Just to update you all, friends, this is in fact video number 302. So 301 videos before this we have uploaded. All are detail engineering. So make use of it and improve your knowledge and try to get into good companies, engineering companies. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.